Welcome everyone to Module 5 of the Introduction to AI Tools for Teaching and Learning. Let's get started with some of our goals for today's session. Today's lesson will focus on identifying ongoing training and supportive resources so you can continue your exploration and experimentation with AI tools. As always, there will be additional sources you can engage with below this video, and there will be a comprehensive quiz to take in this module. But don't panic. We'll also take some time to review the key concepts we covered throughout this course. Of course, if any of these concepts seem unfamiliar or unclear, you can always go back and review any of the older materials as needed. Another piece that you will be working on in this module is your comprehensive portfolio, and there will be instructional resources in that assignment that you can take a look at to guide your efforts. So let's get into the review. In Module 1, we covered the basics around artificial intelligence, including the terminology. Think about what AI is and how you would represent that to your learners. AI is a broad term, and it refers to a system's ability to adapt, learn, reason, and problem solve in ways that mimic human intelligence. There is also machine learning, which is a subset of AI, and deep learning, a further subset of AI, and machine learning that refers to a system's ability to learn through data and pattern recognition with lower levels of human input. Generative AI is a specific type of artificial intelligence that enables a system to generate new content based on the data it has been trained on. These systems are called models, and these models are tasked with producing specific types of output like images, text, music, and more. This relies on our human inputs, or prompts, which refers to the process of entering instructions or keywords that direct the AI models to produce the outputs we want. There are many applications for AI, many concerns, and many opportunities in various educational contexts and the world at large. We also talked in Module 1 about some of the concerns of generative AI outputs like bias, truthfulness, and completeness of the information produced. We talked about hallucinations, and we talked about copyright infringement. Then we covered some of the opportunities like individualized learning or the ability of generative AI to spark natural joy and curiosity for difficult subjects for our learners. This can help motivate them tremendously. We even delved into the world of neuroscience just a little bit and talked about how our brains are hardwired to enjoy learning, particularly when encountering subjects that are new, but also familiar enough to make learning comfortable and fun. In Module 2, we learned to identify common generative AI tools related to text and image production. Large language models like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, and we also talked about diffusion models like Midjourney, DALL-E, and Stable Diffusion. We also talked a bit more deeply about those ethical concerns introduced in Module 1, like copyright infringement or the facilitation of plagiarism and other cheating, and the instrumentation of these tools by bad actors for deepfakes. We also covered strategies for using these tools ethically in the classroom, such as being transparent about the use of generative AI and being conscious of bias in the training data that can lead to amplified bias in the outputs. We also talked about prompt engineering and how to maximize these tools to produce the results you want to enhance the work you do rather than replace it. In Module 3, we focused on providing methods for detecting the use of generative AI tools, with an emphasis on practicing with these tools to increase your familiarity with the patterns in their outputs. We also discussed some of these patterns to increase your recognition of them and practice identifying deepfakes and AI writing. Then we talked about the free software tools that can be used to identify AI-generated outputs and some of the shortfalls these can have in terms of their false positive rates. Then we discussed strategies for approaching students to talk about their use or misuse of generative AI in their assessment submissions. In Module 4, we tied all of these topics together and evaluated the potential applications of generative AI in various teaching and learning contexts, from the facilitation of research to communication refinement and other ethical uses such as brainstorming, outlining, and more. We also talked about the importance of keeping private data out of generative AI databases to avoid oversharing trade secrets or violating student privacy laws. Then we discussed strategies for developing classroom-level AI use policies, and you were introduced to multiple examples of these policies and guided to begin crafting your own. You've learned a lot in a very short period of time, so remember that you can always rewatch any of the lessons that you need before attempting the cumulative quiz. Let's face it, generative AI is changing on a daily basis, and the learning you have done in this course is by no means comprehensive. This is why one of the goals of this course is to prepare you for ongoing learning. As these changes are happening all around us, you will need to continue to enhance your knowledge. There are so many great resources out there, and hopefully you have found the ones provided in this course to be useful, like there'sanaIforthat.com, where you can find thousands of popular AI models as they emerge on a weekly basis. Another fantastic resource provided to you below this video is information on some of the newsletters you can subscribe to for your daily dose of AI updates and information. Daily newsletters are a great way to stay up to date, and you'll find plenty of tools and even studies on the subject as they come out. Another great resource to consider is LinkedIn Learning. There will be a brief instructional resource that you can follow below this video to set up a free LinkedIn Learning account through your local library if you don't already have access through your employing organization. Staying up to date will require effort, but as you know by now, it will pay off in the hours you save by implementing these tools ethically and appropriately, with the goal of enhancing, not replacing, what you do. Don't forget to be cautious, to think critically, and to do what you can to prepare your learners for this rapidly changing world that awaits them outside of your classroom. This is our opportunity to define what makes our human contributions especially unique and valuable. The more you play with generative AI, the more you will understand its limitations. Collaborating with our peers is the best way to strategize a way forward together. So we've covered quite a bit in the course as a whole. Now is your chance to reflect and cement what you've learned in your brain. In the remainder of the lesson below this video, you will find several reading materials, additional videos, and more that will help you prepare for the cumulative quiz to check your knowledge. After that, you'll get a chance to complete the reflection activity and consider what you have learned and what you want to learn next. There is also a portfolio activity for you to complete where you will select at least one piece of content from each of the previous module's assignments to showcase your learning. Check the assignment for details and more specific instructions. Remember, there is also an exit survey and a course feedback form for you to fill out, so please make time for those activities as they help us to assess how we can improve offerings like these in the future. So go explore, reflect, and make your preparations for the remainder of the work in this course and for the updates you might make in your own courses. You are almost to the finish line. Do not forget that you're not alone, and please reach out to your facilitator if you need additional support. Thanks for watching.